Proverbs chapter 20. Wine is a mocker, and beer a brawler. Whoever is led astray by them is not wise. A king's wrath is like the roar of a lion. He who angers him forfeits his life. It is to a man's honor to avoid strife, but every fool is quick to quarrel. A sluggard does not plow in season, so at harvest time he looks but finds nothing. The purposes of a man's heart are deep waters, but a man of understanding draws them out. Many a man claims to have unfailing love, but a faithful man who can find? The righteous man leads a blameless life. Blessed are his children after him. When a king sits on his throne to judge, he winnows out all evil with his eyes. Who can say, I have kept my heart pure, I am clean and without sin? Differing weights and differing measures, the Lord detests them both. Even a child is known by his actions, by whether his conduct is pure and right. Ears that hear and eyes that see, the Lord has made them both. Do not love sleep, or you will grow poor. Stay awake, and you will have food to spare. It's no good, says the buyer. Then off he goes and boasts about his purchase. Gold there is, and rubies in abundance, but lips that speak knowledge are a rare jewel. Take the garment of one who puts up security for a stranger. Hold it in pledge if he does it for a wayward woman. Food gained by fraud tastes sweet to a man, but he ends up with a mouthful of gravel. Make plans by seeking advice. If you wage war, obtain guidance. A gossip betrays a confidence, so avoid a man who talks too much. If a man curses his father or mother, his lamp will be snuffed out in pitch darkness. An inheritance quickly gained at the beginning will not be blessed at the end. Do not say, I'll pay you back for this wrong. Wait for the Lord, and he will deliver you. The Lord detests differing weights, and honest scales do not please him. A man's steps are directed by the Lord. How then can anyone understand his own way? It is a trap for a man to dedicate something rashly, and only later to consider his vows. A wise king winnows out the wicked. He drives the threshing wheel over them. The lamp of the Lord searches the spirit of a man. It searches out his inmost being. Love and faithfulness keep a king safe. Through love, his throne is made secure. The glory of young men is their strength. Gray hair, the splendor of the old. Blows and wounds cleanse away evil, and beatings purge the inmost being. So a quick few things. That was Proverbs chapter 20. Today is December the 20th, 2021. There are two verses here, verse 10 and verse 23. Verse 10 says, differing weights and differing measures, the Lord detests them both. Verse 23 says, the Lord detests differing weights, and dishonest scales do not please him. So this was a way that people could cheat each other back in the old days when they were trading money or trading money for things. They would put them on a scale, weigh the items, and so if you had a crooked scale, then you were basically lying and being dishonest. And it's interesting that we use scales as a symbol for justice. Lady Justice holding the scales, holding sort of cost and benefit, good and evil, judgment and the proper administration of judgment in the balance as she is blindfolded and blindly considering. weighing one thing against another. And so a scale should be blind. It should be blind to what it's weighing on the one side. And the scale I'm talking about is the kind that has two things where you put something in it and it causes the other one to go up, and then put something over in this one and then it causes it to go like this, and then if they have the same weight, they will balance each other like this. And so when the two things are totally lined up, then each side of the scale, there's so much conceptual depth in this concept. Then justice has been served when those things are even, and justice is blind. So we put evidence in, and we put the circumstances in, and we weigh it all out. But another way of thinking about this is that the scale should be blind. The scale should not take sides. The scale should, if you say I have 5 pounds and the other guy says he has 5 pounds, and you each put the 5 pounds in the scale should weigh out equally. And the scale can therefore also, it can help you correct what your perception is. So maybe your conscience or maybe your sense of justice needs more information in order to make it complete. Maybe when I'm looking at a situation, I haven't taken all the factors into consideration that I need to. And so to me, the scale looks like it's like this. Walk in and I see that this situation over here is heavier, but there's something I don't know about that happened 2 minutes ago, that if I knew about it, then it would cause the two things to come into balance, and then I would understand the whole situation better. So knowing what's in the scale and what things we're weighing and what things we're comparing are important conceptually, and differing weights and differing measures, basically being dishonest, and using different weights and using different measures for people. So this would be a thing that basically says you shouldn't be prejudiced or act out of prejudice. You shouldn't see one person dressed in nice clothes and treat them differently than you would treat someone who's not dressed in nice clothes, as an example. And it goes with Proverbs chapter 20, verse 5, the purposes of a man's heart are deep waters, but a man of understanding draws them out. And there's a Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys. They have a song that talks about being drawn into deep waters, and it's a song about love. And so anyway, when I read that, it just made me think of that song. And I'll have to, maybe if I can have the time, I'll look it up and put something in the show notes or whatever, video notes. That's it for Proverbs chapter 20 for today. Thanks very much for joining me.